My name is Walid Mukarzel.
My name's Lueda Zain. No such thing as a typical week.
I think my dream job, if I wasn't working for P&G, would be...
Welcome to Meet the Leaders. I'm Katie Mills, and I'm getting to know a little better some of the senior members of our team at P&G Northern Europe. So let's welcome my guest today.
My name's Seb Britton. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm wearing a white shirt, navy blue chinos, and I have brown hair. I'm currently the IT leader for Northern Europe Market Operations, and I've been at P&G for just over 20 years.
So tell me a bit about yourself.
So the reason I love working in IT is twofold. The first reason is I love automation. From a young child, I've always loved watching a computer do stuff without me having to tell it what to do. And secondly, I love helping people. I really, really like enabling the organisation and combining those two things together using technology as a bit of a technology geek just really energises me, and seeing that happen and seeing tangible results and helping people tangibly. So in addition to my IT role, I'm absolutely privileged to be the lead team sponsor for gender equality in Northern Europe. I wanted to create an equitable and inclusive and diverse organisation within IT and within the wider organisation, so that people like my two daughters would have every opportunity to go into technical careers when they're older, and I want that for everyone. The way I see the gender equality strategy evolving in the future is very much focusing at the mechanics of how we recruit and feed our pipeline so that we have as diverse and inclusive talent pool as possible within the company.
What brought you to P&G?
So what brought me to P&G? Well, to be honest, this was a little bit of chance, quite frankly. So I got to the end of university and applied for a very eclectic mix of companies, and P&G was the one that I liked the most. So I ended up going on a Christmas course and then joining them in Newcastle in 2001.
What keeps you here?
So the reason I stayed at P&G for so long is definitely the variety of roles, but also the challenges of those roles. I've always liked to put my hand up for the more difficult, wicked problems and roles in the company. And that's definitely kept my assignment and my work fresh, and also kept me developing. So I'm always learning, and that's probably what's kept me here.
What's the best thing about P&G that you would tell someone considering joining the company?
So the one thing I would tell people considering joining P&G is the amount of trust that P&G gives its employees. So I have the utmost trust from all of my managers and my team to deliver what I need to deliver, and I'm given the autonomy to make the decisions that I need to make in order to do my job, and I find that very empowering.
I'm sure you'd agree there's not really a typical day at P&G, so can you tell me what you've been up to this week?
To give a flavour of what I've been doing over the last 7 days, so I have a very eclectic mix of work, and it can range all the way from having working sessions on audit preparations to getting into technicalities of how IT access management works, all the way through to reviewing employee situations and helping my team to deliver their work as well. So a whole raft of different areas.
What do you do when you're not in the office?
So when I'm not in the office, I'm very busy as a dad. I have 3 children, 14, 12 and 11, who take up a lot of my time in a good way. But I'm also massively into music. So I do a lot of singing in local amateur choirs, and then I also play the piano. I love watching sport and all of the other normal things that people do, but those would be the main ones.
So learning from failure is key to future success. Can you share an example from your career with us?
So one major learning that I've had from a failure at P&G relates to one of the projects that I was executing when I worked in Salon Professional, and this was related to a new system implementation, which quite frankly didn't meet the need of the business. And my key learning from there would be see reality and fail early.
Having a growth mindset is critical. How would you define it, and what do you do to keep yourself in this mindset?
So how would I define a growth mindset? So for me, this is all about curiosity and making space to explore areas where you don't expect to see immediate tangible value or it's not obvious. So what that looks like for me is really trying to stay as hands-on as possible, not losing my connection with the direct work in IT. I don't just want to be a middle manager. I want to, every now and again, when appropriate, dive into the detail to make sure that I'm really learning. And that's what a growth mindset means to me.
If you weren't working for P&G, what would be your dream job?
If I wasn't working for P&G, I'd like to think my dream job would be a fighter pilot or something like that. But quite frankly, I probably have too much of a problem with authority. So I would probably be an academic. I'd probably go and work in engineering as an academic.
Is there one thing about the company you would like to change?
So the one thing I'd change about P&G is enabling us all to make faster decisions, and specifically within IT, enabling us to make decisions and to implement solutions that help people more quickly.
Where do you turn to for your inspiration? Any top tips on websites, books, or podcasts?
So where do I turn for inspiration? That's a very interesting question. So I typically take a lot of inspiration from my family, and then I am a sucker for cruising YouTube and taking inspiration on very geeky subjects from YouTube as well. So I don't really have any particular personal book or recommendation, but I generally do it via my family or just general social media.
What would you like your professional legacy to be?
So I would want my professional legacy to be seen as enabling the organisation after I've left it by the systems and the IT environment that I implemented.
What's the most important thing you've learned over your career?
So the most important thing that I've learnt during my career is to be humble and to be confident.
P&G have been around for over 185 years. What do you think is the secret of the company's longevity?
So the secret to the longevity of P&G is definitely its people. I believe the professionalism of the people that we have and the teams that we have and their competitiveness and desire to win is definitely what keeps the company moving forward.
So what does force for growth and force for good mean to you, and how do you bring this mission to life in your everyday work?
So being a force for growth and a force for good for me in IT means supporting our organisation to be the best that they can be. I want to ensure that people have the most efficient tools and are able to make the best decisions that they can to deliver the best consumer value equation in a sustainable way.
Thank you for watching this episode. To watch the full series, go to pg.co.uk, or to find out more about careers at P&G, visit pgcareers.com